Hello and welcome. My name is Vincent, also known as I for Profit, here on YouTube as well as on Instagram. If you've ever thought about purchasing a storage unit to sell the stuff inside of it to make money, you've clicked on the right video because I've purchased a storage unit. I'm going to share with you guys some things you want to know, like the downside to doing it, as well as some of the things that I've found in the storage unit that I bought and about how much money I've made thus far. So now if you're somebody like me that primarily sells stuff online like eBay, Amazon, OfferUp, Facebook Marketplace, Etsy, Poshmark, you name it, Mercari, if you're primarily selling stuff on these places, one of the first downsides of buying a storage unit is obviously that a lot of the stuff that's going to be in the storage unit, you will not want to waste your time selling online because it might be worth $5, $2, $3. It just wouldn't be worth it. And also keep in mind that it can cost extra money to dump stuff. Like in a dump, they'll charge you to dump stuff. Now, because I'm primarily an online seller, what I decided to do was to sign up to be able to sell at my local flea market. And for my local flea market, the Rhodium, I've actually made a video about looking for deals there to sell online before. So I actually flipped the script to the other side and became a seller there as well. For me, yard sales were a lot slower, but the flea market has tons of traffic. You can easily bring in several $100s just getting rid of stuff that you didn't even want to sell online in the first place. And one thing that you're going to want to keep in mind when it comes to one, buying a storage unit in the first place, and two, on top of that, selling locally is it's going to require some type of a truck. At the least a pickup truck, a U-Haul, or myself, I use a cargo van. You're going to need a truck to be able to transport the stuff. Now, on this website that I use, storagetreasures.com, you're typically going to have a 48-hour to 72-hour time window. So that's 2 to 3 days to fill up a truck and relocate all of the merchandise or goods inside of the storage unit that you purchase. You got to take them all out and relocate it somewhere else. Anything and everything must go. And on top of that, you have to put down $100 deposit, which they consider a cleaning fee, just to ensure your good faith that you're going to clean out everything out of the storage unit. And then once you're done, they'll give you that $100 back. And finally, the last thing that I just want to say that you want to definitely think about, and I might have mentioned it before, it's discarding unwanted goods. Furniture, junk stuff, cheap clothing, stuff like that. You might not even be able to sell that stuff for $1. So you do have to be on the ball when it comes down to sorting through this inventory, separating it into stuff that you'll sell and that you don't want to sell, and then deciding whether or not you're gonna try to donate the stuff to a local thrift store or go ahead and put it in your garbage. You name it. Just keep in mind that there will be stuff that you're gonna have to just get rid of. My first storage unit, I consider myself that I got lucky on my first storage buy, but on that first day, I honestly felt like I had wasted my money. Okay, so when you buy your first storage unit and you get in there and see a whole bunch of stuff wrapped up in diapers, you can't help but get a little nervous. And that's one of the things that I mentioned, is that you could end up getting stuff that you literally know nothing about. And you have to do some research to find out either how to sell it, or if you could sell it, or maybe just take a lower cut to sell it to somebody that does know how to sell it. But for me, I spent $700 on my first storage unit, and one of the things that I want to do in this video was share with you guys some of the stuff that I actually sold out of the storage unit that I got. So the first thing that I sold, and I was very happy to have made this sale, was a Fender guitar. It was a Fender bass guitar, and I was surprised for it to be worth as much as it was worth in the condition that it was in. I sold it for parts, and I was able to get $350 for that one item right there. So yeah, that was a very nice sale, and it had gave me a huge breath of air The day after I finished clearing out the storage units, I listed that item the same night, and by the next morning, somebody pulled up to my house to buy it locally, literally at like 6 in the morning, and spent $350 to purchase this guitar for parts slash repair, not working, and had some pieces missing from it as well. Aside from the guitar, the second best high ticket item that I found in the storage unit was a vintage pocket watch, and it was a gold plated, I believe, gold filled, one of the two, gold plated or gold filled pocket watch from a great company. I'll show you guys on the screen. And this item sold for $300 with free shipping. So just from those two items right there, I'm almost back in the profit. And keep in mind that I bought an entire storage unit full of stuff. And one thing that I also have not shared with you guys yet about the storage unit in particular that I found, which was by mistake, but I do recommend that you guys try to go after these types of storage units too, is that this storage unit wasn't a storage unit that was used by somebody that was moving and just needed to put their stuff there for a little bit and then was planning to come get it. This storage unit was actually a reseller's theft pile, and apparently this reseller had been having this storage unit for years. Now, this is just in my opinion. I have not purchased a storage unit with somebody's personal stuff in it, but I'm just assuming that you're going to get a whole lot more bang for your buck if you get a storage unit full of stuff that somebody had already decided that they thought they were going to be able to sell. So having a bunch of stuff in the storage unit that you don't have nothing about, from one perspective, it is a downside to buying storage units if you're used to picking up one-off items that you know you can sell, but it's also a positive thing because you'll be able to expand your horizons a little bit and find out about other stuff you can make money off of that you didn't already know about. Another thing I really like about the storage units is, even though obviously you have to be able to store a large amount of inventory, but the positive thing is that every day you get to wake up and treasure hunt through stuff you already own. And just think about it for a second. You got so much stuff in this one huge haul that you didn't even know what you have. Like, you could be sitting on a several $1,000 item and just randomly find out one day that, you know, while you're processing your inventory, like, whoa, now I don't have to be out every single day going to thrift stores trying to find inventory so that I can make a decent living for myself. I'm getting a huge amount of stuff all at once, and it's just like a step closer to kind of like being like how the wholesaler type resellers are that buy wholesale and pallets and stuff like that. Except in my opinion, you have better profit margins as long as you pick a good storage unit. Most resellers, when they buy a storage unit, they're looking for quantity versus quality. So you're more likely to pay more money for a storage unit that has a ton of stuff in it than you are for a storage unit that has a little stuff in it. It's always going to be a leap of faith. There's just going to be a few pictures, up to about 8 to 10 pictures from outside of the unit, usually showing you different shots of what you might potentially have in the unit, but they're not going to show you what's inside of boxes or crates, and you're not going to get much of a description either. Okay, so far I hope I gave you guys a good amount of information of what to expect if you've been thinking about or maybe curious to try buying a storage auction. The video is getting kind of long, so I'm going to wrap it up and do a part 2, which is going to focus on mainly a lot more of just what's sold from out of that storage unit, as well as going over the end numbers so far of like how much money that I've made back so far after I cleared the $700 that I initially spent on it. Now, I had a lot of packages in the video beginning out, so just to end the video, I'm going to do a quick slideshow pretty much showing you guys a lot of that stuff, pretty much everything that just went out in less than 1 minute.